So Noam Chomsky, he like a very famous, is he a philosopher or like political commentator? I remember learning a little bit about him at university, but it was many, many years ago. He's a very sort of respected man. I think he's dead now, actually, though, having said that, but he was respected in. Yeah, he's an American professor, Noam Chomsky. Oh, it is. So it says he is an American professor, so he's still on this planet. So, that's right, sociology. When I did sociology, actually, I think before I went to university. Hi, Moonbeam. Oh, Moonbeam, you've missed the Trump condoms. So anyway, we're currently looking at the photos that have just been released, the latest photos that have been released. So yeah, I remember when I was studying sociology, we had to look at Noam Chomsky. So his work is in linguistics, political activism, and social criticism. Sometimes called the father of modern linguistics. He's a major figure in analytic philosophy and one of the founders of the field of cognitive science. He is 97 years old. Gosh. And now now, of course, just because he is on this photo that's been released doesn't mean to say, anything, I suppose, really. It looks like he's on the Lolita Express there. Is that the plane that they're on? And Jeffrey Epstein, I always call him a collector. He was a collector. He collected politicians, he collected famous people, influential people. And maybe not all of them actually were stupid enough to sort of actually do anything wrong on his plane or on his island. He collected them in the sense of, he just wanted to show how well connected he was, didn't he? And then probably some of them, because the girls that are coming out and talking about, the survivors, like, for example, Bill Clinton, although he was there, on the island or but the girls, none of the girls have come forward and said that Bill Clinton did anything wrong. Whereas, of course, Andrew, he did do something wrong. So just because Noam Chomsky is on that plane with Jeffrey Epstein does not mean that he did anything wrong. It's the girls. The girls will say who did what, if anything. The girls have to be listened to if they're brave enough to come forward, of course. Now, I just wish that Virginia was still around. That's why I put her picture up here. I just wish she was here to see all this going on, to see her being proved right, because she took a lot of stick, didn't she? Because a lot of people didn't believe her, and it's because, well, these photos here we've got Bill Gates with an unknown woman who's had her face blocked out. So Bill Gates has come into the frame a few times. Now, this is a WhatsApp message quoting a price for a girl. Now, we don't know who the WhatsApp message is to or who the WhatsApp message is from. I don't know. Try to send someone else. I have a friend, Scout. She sent me some girls today, but she asks $1,000 per girl. I will send you girls now. Maybe someone will be good for J. Name redacted. 18 years old, something redacted. Height redacted. Measurements redacted. Weight redacted. Schengen, is that a visa? Departure only, blank, Russia. That's probably Melania. The more I see about this, I think 100% Melania is trafficked, was trafficked. She was Epstein's girl before she was Trump's girl. She was, she appeared mysteriously from Eastern Europe. And I think that Putin knows this. I think this is what Putin has got over, Donald. Putin has often, in Russia, they've released all those sort of sexy photos of Melania. I think Melania was definitely some kind of escort or trafficked. And it is being talked about in the USA, but Melania's slapped super injunctions on everybody who tries to talk about it. So 100%, that's probably Melania that they're talking about there, though of course she wasn't 18 at the time. And then look at this, these awful, there's a couple of these messages written on a person's body, a girl's body. It says on a person's body, but it's a girl. And they're quoting the book Lolita. Lolita, the tip of the tongue, taking a trip of those steps, is it? Of 3 steps down the something to something, out there on the something. This drawing on girls' bodies, somebody is writing on girls' bodies. This is not the only one. With quotes from Lolita. I mean, it's disgusting, isn't it? It's just so horrible, the whole thing, isn't it? Just is horrible. Then we've got these tablets, a pill bottle for, God, I can't even say that. But what's that for? Does anybody know? What is that, Viagra? What is it? Hello, darling. Is my my big dog come say, hello, baby. Did you want a bit of attention? Phenazopidine. Does anybody know what that's for? God, I don't think I can remember how to spell it. Phenodroposine or something, wasn't it? Phenazopyridine. For God's sake, does anybody know what it's for? Melania was with Epstein. Anyway, right, I'm trying to find out what this is. But I can't remember how to spell it because it's too Phenazopyridine. Phenazopyridine. Droposine. Let's have a look what comes up. Phenazopyridine. Oh, it's a urinary analgesic pain reliever used to relieve symptoms like pain, burning, urgency, and frequency caused by irritation of the lower urinary tract. It's a dye that works by numbing the lining of the urinary tract and is available both over the counter and by prescription. So it's for urinary tract infections. Now, I don't know, is it for men or women? I think it's for both. Okay. Then here's another Russian passport. Here's a Russian passport, a redacted Russian passport. You know, I mean, they said, didn't they, that they took their passport. That's what they do with these girls that they traffic, don't they? Take their passports away from them. What was he doing with somebody's passport? You know, why did he have this passport? There's some girl out there that they'd taken the passport off them. And then this is another handwritten message they say on a person's foot, but it's obviously a girl's foot. And in the background, look what we've got here, the book Lolita. Now, I can't make out what they say, what's said on there. Let's see if I can find it anywhere else, maybe bigger. Because I can't see it on there and you can't blow it up. Can't find the foot picture. Oh, hang on, I might be able to. Oh, yeah. Now, let's have a look at them on the BBC here because they're better, easier to see. So, two bows. Now, there's definitely a hunting theme, isn't there, in that house? You know, remember that horrible statue around the pool that's like of a hunter? There was a lot of statues and ornaments that had a hunting theme, you know. Thank you, Maria. Yeah, you're a nutract analgesic. What is this hunting theme? It still makes me go a bit cold, all these bows and centaurs and satires and you know, hunters. Were they hunting these young girls? And if they didn't go along with, you know, what they were supposed to do, did they end up in the water? I just get this really strong feeling that some of these girls did not survive that Epstein Island. Why is it? Why are the bows everywhere? He's got an obsession with bows. And what was that horrible dentist's room? You know, I think it's it's chilling. I think these women were lucky to get away. The ones that survived, they literally were lucky to survive. You know, what is that? Why is he obsessed with hunting and bows? So what's this? A Christmas Day inmate request form with a handwritten note amongst the... What's that? I love you. Who's that to? I love you. Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. Inmate request form. Official response, I love you. I wanted you to something. Decaffeinated, something there. What is this? Stockade. Do you know, it's really creepy. So it appears to be an inmate request form from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. The form is dated Christmas Day 2008 and features a name and date of birth, both of which have been redacted. Why is everything redacted? What's the point in releasing it and then redacting everything so we don't... And who's writing I love you here? Under a section titled "State the Reason for Submitting This Request." There is a collection of handwritten words, and among the writing are references to Paris and Dubai, and the words "I love you." It's so weird, isn't it, this whole thing? So weird. So weird, this. Peter Mandelson. Yeah, it might be. Because Peter Mandelson is gay, of course, so an inmate request form. But won't this be this will be the inmate that has written this. So who was an inmate in 2008? Was that Epstein maybe, who was in prison then? Oh. Right, let's have a look. I want to see the one of the girl's foot with the writing on. That was the one that's the WhatsApp message. She sent me some girls today, but she asks $1,000 per girl. So this is the WhatsApp message, a screenshot showing what appeared to be a series of WhatsApp messages from an unknown sender is also included in the latest release of images. And one message refers to a friend scout who it says has asked for $1,000 per girl. And the same sender's next message says, "I will send you girls now." And then another reading, maybe someone will be good for Jay. I wonder who Jay is. Jay. Well, it could be Jeffrey, of course. Jeffrey is with the J, isn't it? So it's unclear whose phone these messages have been sent from, who the recipient is, or who Jay is. Why are they drip feeding these things out? Why don't they just say who it is? Also in the chain of messages is a description listing the details of someone's name, height, measurements and weight, all redacted. And the message indicates this person would be traveling from a city in Russia. They don't seem to be showing the picture of the girl's foot. Where's that girl's foot? I want to read what's on that girl's foot.
People in there, you've got this this handwritten message on a person's body. Bear in mind, we're dealing with lots of images, lots of documents without any.
I haven't seen this one before. She was Lola in slacks. I haven't seen that one.
Context, and this appears to be quotes from the very infamous book Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. A copy you can.
Ah, there it is. She was low, plain low in the morning, standing 4'10" in one sock. Well, if she was 4'10", she wasn't very old, was she? Probably was a young girl, but right. So this photo just in itself raises so many questions. One, who is it? Who is this girl? It's obviously a girl's foot or a woman's foot, but judging by Epstein standards, it's probably a girl. You've got the book Lolita at the back there. This is the book Lolita and of course his aeroplane, his private plane, was nicknamed the Lolita Express, wasn't it? And then a quote from the book written on this girl's body, on her foot. I mean, what is that all about? God, what a weirdo he was. What a weirdo he was. That prisoner request then will have been from him, but why did he put I love you on it? Oh, weird. What is the meaning of this, and why would he even take this photo? Yeah, 4'10" in one sock. I mean, yeah. Disgusting, isn't he? He's a disgusting man, and anyone who was involved with him is disgusting. And do you know what this is also? This is why Andrew has had his title taken away from him. But, you know, we mustn't forget that the police are not taking any action against Andrew. Andrew has not had any real punishment. The royal family, Charlie Boy, Shamilla, all of them, they're all so disgusting. Honestly, Willie, Prissy Kate, all of them, they're disgusting people. Because you know what? They've only just, banished Andrew, if you like, banished him to another fucking castle where he's living in luxury and trying to say this is some sort of punishment. They think the British public are thick, but do you know what? Unfortunately, a lot of them are thick because a lot of them do still support the royal family. If anyone thinks that Charlie Boy, with his allegiances to Jimmy Savile and his uncle, who was a PDF, and and the fact, to be honest, he's practically a PDF himself, because the age of Diana when he married her, she was only, when he started going out with her, she was only just of a legal age herself, and he was 30 or near enough 30. He's just as bad. Shamilla doesn't give a shit about any women or about, trying to be the queen. She'll never be the queen. She just looks ridiculous. They both look ridiculous. And they've supported Andrew. And now the police have said they're not pursuing any case against him. Where's his punishment? He's just had his prince title taken away, and the British public are supposed to think, that's really good punishment for Andrew. It's no punishment whatsoever. That the royal family, that family, I've always thought they were corrupt. Even the Queen, Prince Philip, he was another one. You know what? They just live their lives the way they want to. William's doing it now. Him and Kate aren't even a couple anymore, I don't think. If you think they look like they're in love, they're not in love. They can't stand the sight of each other, and it's obvious every time you see them together. And everybody hates Meghan and Harry because they are a proper couple. So they are really in love, and they got out of it all, and who can blame them? Honestly, I don't support Harry and Meghan. I don't support anybody in particular from the royal family, but I don't blame them for getting out of that horrible place. And the only reason that Charlie Boy is trying to pretend that he's making a stand against Andrew is because they're all trying to protect themselves and the institution of the royal family, because he's been set up as a scapegoat. So they sent him off to Sandringham. Where do the royal family go at Christmas? They go to Sandringham. So, although Andrew won't be able to go on, they go to church, don't they? And all the loyal, tug you forelock people turn out to sort of, bow and scrape to the royal family, but when they go to church on Christmas Day, I mean, it's just ridiculous. And Andrew can't go and do that anymore. But he's there at Sandringham. He'll be spending Christmas with them. This is the deal that's been done. Andrew will stay quiet as long as he still gets to live in a mansion. He still gets his servants. He still gets everything, money. Do you think, he's not gone off to live on his own in a one-bedroom council flat in a dodgy state? It's just, oh, God, it's pathetic. So that's the royal family side. Sorry, I've ended up talking about the royal family, but it drives me absolutely mad. Nobody is in prison except what's her face? Maxwell, Ghislaine. She's the only person in prison. Why aren't the men who went to this island, who, rented these girls, or the Epstein procured the girls for, why are none of them in prison? Nobody's in prison. Andrew's not even been questioned. Never mind in prison. And this is the sort of thing. So, you talk about girls who were having messages written on their bodies for quotes from the Lolita book. And nobody's in prison. Or the only two people that went to prison were found hung. And poor Virginia found hung. Honestly, there's no way that girl hung herself, I don't think. No way on this earth that Virginia took her own life.
See that in the background of one of the photographs. It's the story of a young girl who was groomed by a middle-aged literature professor.
Yeah, let's just watch that one more time. Look at his smug-faced, disgusting man. Girls won't be interested in you unless you had money. He had nothing except his money. Nothing.
It's been released by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, and it's the latest in a series of photos. They've been, I would say, drip feeding the public, and it's fueled this huge political intrigue about exactly who was associated with the convicted sex offender. Their passports, maps, text messages, there's photos of very well-known people in there. You've got this handwritten message on a person's body. Bear in mind, we're dealing with lots of images, lots of documents without any context. And this appears to be quotes from the very infamous book, Lolita, by Vladimir Nabokov, a copy. You can see that in the background of one of the photographs. It's the story of a young girl who was groomed by a middle-aged literature professor.
Yeah, and of course, wasn't Epstein a teacher at some point? Hey, Heather. You got your best Christmas dancing shoes on. You've missed the dance. We'll dance again. Don't worry. We'll dance again. I'll put the music on again at the end. We'll have a dance at the end. But yeah, as David said, you've missed the Trump condoms. Let's have a look again at the condoms if I've still got the... Yeah, so where are they? So these photos, Heather, were released last week. Oh, I need to take that off, don't I? Why is it not letting me share my screen? Hang on. There you go. Yeah, these were photos. Look, Trump condom, $4.50. I'm huge. So they're from a place that sells, you can get condoms customized to whatever you want. These particular ones, the Donald Trump ones, the text reads, "I'm huge." And the package also reads, "Say it with a condom." And they're from this website. We had a look at this website where you can get customized condoms. And so you can customize them yourself, or where's it gone? Where's the political ones gone? Say it with a condom. Why can't I find the... There you go. So for political condoms, you can get Joe Biden ones. Wrinkled for your pleasure. I think that's hilarious. These are the Trump ones. I'm huge. You can get your Obama condom won't break as easily as his promises. There's all, all different ones. So, or to make sex great again. I mean, it is quite funny, isn't it? And then they've got the Trump condoms, erection interference, and the Kim Jong-boom condom. We should have a Keir Starmer one. It'd be the boring one, wouldn't it, Keir Starmer? Bless him. I like Keir Starmer, to be honest. I like boring. Quite happy with boring, thank you. Oh, I'm surprised I haven't got a Boris Johnson one there. Oh, my God. Well, the Boris Johnson condom, it'd have a hole in it, wouldn't it? Because, God, how many kids has he got? Between him and Elon Musk, they're practically repopulating the planet. Oh, God. Yeah, so imagine the Boris Johnson condom. Be like, it's got a hole in it. Aye. Yeah, condoms are us. So, like we were saying earlier, if you're looking for a stocking filler or a little joke, I mean, it's probably too late now to have them delivered, but you can remember it for next year. You can customize them yourself. You can have I was saying, you can have a Vicky Marie Chats condom, wouldn't it? I'd be Vicky Marie Chats. May your God go with you. Or it'd be, until I see you again, may your God go with you on it. Oh, I want some Vicky Marie condoms now. Vicky Marie Chats condoms. Oh dear. Yeah, but let's chat. What a twonk, what a twonk on it, So, definitely could do with some Vicky Marie Vicky Marie Chats condoms. Oh dear. Do you know what? If you didn't laugh, you'd cry, wouldn't you? This world, I mean, mainly due to Donald Trump, the world is crazy. I think he's got a lot to do with it. Right, let me just show you this. So there's a photo of him sitting with this guy, and this is Shaer Abdullah, and he is a deceased Yemeni billionaire businessman's son, and he's a suspect in the murder of a Norwegian woman in Mayfair in 2008. Farouk Abdullah quickly fled to Yemen and has been wanted for questioning ever since the death of Martine Vick Magnuson. She was found dead among rubble in a basement in Great Portland Street after a night out. She and her friends had been celebrating finishing their end-of-term exams at the Maddox nightclub in Mayfair in London, but she vanished and her body was found 2 days later. Oh my God. So what I tell you, on that island, they were definitely hunting girls, all those things with bows. There's so many dodgy things here. So he's deceased, but his son is a suspect in the murder of the Norwegian woman. But he's in Yemen. See, do you know what, these rich people, this is what I mean about Andrew and everything, they never get held to account, do they? They never get held to account. Anyway, here's another picture. God, Epstein with 3 girls in his New York house. One appears to be touching his chest. One is holding her wrist up. And another is looking at a laptop. The identity of the women has been hidden. Well, women or girls? God. Then he's alongside a customs office, but there's no context. Oh, these are going to drip out all night. You know, unfortunately, I can't stay on all night to go to show you them all, but it's just, you know, because what will be happening is all the photos that have been dumped and the press, like the Sky News and all the different news agencies, they'll be going through them and picking them out.